Hello there, Virgo, and welcome to your sun sign reading for November 2022. Thanks for stopping by and checking out my video. Before you leave, be sure to click on that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. So let's get started. Spirit, tell me about Virgo in November of 2022, please. First card, we have under energy, planning and action. Okay, Virgo, you're probably one of the best in the zodiac sign for planning, list making, preparing. But this is planning and action, and that's what's getting me. So I feel like November will come a turning point where you are going to be... the word that first came to mind was forced to make a decision or forced to act. And if it's not, forced feels negative, but you're going to have to make a choice sometime in November to choose to act or don't act. And I feel like if you don't act, that is a valid choice, but you'll miss out on an opportunity. And all your planning will be for naught, or it will have to be redone because you missed this opportunity to act for whatever reason. It could be, I get the sense that there's a sense of a fear, afraid of acting. You're more comfortable in the planning stage, and then when it gets down to the moment, to the wire, to actually do something, maybe you have something like stage fright, or you're just all of a sudden like, oh no, what if I forgot this? Or, you second guess, there's doubt, that kind of thing. And next we have events, conflict. Right. That feels very synchronistic, and that's what I was trying to explain. There's an internal conflict. When you finally get to the point where it's time to take action, you've done all the planning. To me, it feels like you're the type of person that will plan out everything to the moment, right? Some kind of vacation. You have every moment filled up, or you're very tedious and meticulous about planning. You're really, really good at planning. And then when it comes down to having to act or make a choice to do something, that's kind of where you freeze up, because then it's like, did I think of everything? You're very confident, and then that self-doubt comes in and you have that conflict. Now, at the same time, it does feel like there's some kind of external conflict happening too. So you're coming up to a point where in November, okay, now it's time to act, but something gets in the way as well. So it confuses the matter. It makes the self-doubt even like more prevalent in your mind, because, well, if this happened, does that mean the universe is telling me I shouldn't do this? Like there's just, I can see your mind just swirling with all the things, because whatever happens externally throws your plans off. And then you're doubting like, oh, I didn't account for this. What if this? What if that? Try to keep that, for lack of a better term, that monkey mind under control or grounded. Find somebody to talk about, this is what's going through my head. And somebody that can say, okay, wait, and be reasonable and logical. What about this, this, and this, to help keep you grounded so you don't get lost in that mind? Because I feel like you can get lost in the whirlwind, right? Or like the swirling like water, like a whirlpool, right? And there's water on here. So be aware of that type of event happening when that happens, and that it'll be easy for you to fall in that pattern of, oh my gosh, what if, and not being able to choose to take action. You're going to have to reevaluate as much as you can in a little amount of time, and then choose to act or don't act, or choose to act in a different way than what you planned. Whatever the choice is, just be aware that's coming up. But let's find out some more. Spirit, tell me more about Virgo in November, please. What else should Virgo know? All right. Courage. Okay. It is going to take some courage to face some of these problems or conflicts, but you have it, you can find it. I think if you dig deep, you have more courage than you realize, especially when you're in that self-doubt stage. It's hard to find that courage, but it's there. Spirit's saying you are going to need it. You're going to have to find a way to access it, I think. You may have to do something out of your norm if you're not a person who does meditation or prays or cast spells, whatever you do to help. I think planning is part of how you manifest. Spirit is throwing this conflict in front of you to help you learn how to face your inability to... I think in the past you've had issues when the time came to act, you couldn't. You froze, or you walked away, or you chose something different. And this kind of energy or this kind of event will keep coming up until you learn how to face it, process it, go forward anyway, learn how to get lined up enough internally when something affects you and shakes you up so that you can still make the best choices for you and your loved ones. Next we have Rose. This is a very pretty pink and orange card, so it makes me think about love, relationships, and everything involved with that. So I got a sense with this Rose, if you're in a relationship or there's somebody else involved that's close to you, that is part of the conflict. Maybe they're getting cold feet and that is throwing you for a loop because you know you're the one that typically gets cold feet or freezes up when the time comes. So now you have a conflict that is someone that's very close to you, that you have a lot of appreciation and love for, not necessarily romantic. Some of you it is romantic or a significant other. Some of you it's like a sibling, a family member, a best friend, a soulmate. I see them in a way, freaking out is too strong, but hesitant. So they're very hesitant all of a sudden when it comes down to the moment of actually having to take action to do whatever it is that's been planning, that you and this other person have been planning together. Maybe it has something to do with that. And then divine order. So, like I said, to me, this is Spirit saying, this is something that is a pattern that will keep coming up, and whether you learn it in this time or not, another chance will come up. You'll be planning something, and then the moment will come to take action. And maybe if you don't do it this time, next time you'll learn something from this time. Next time you'll be able to act when you need to, and you won't have to go through this again. And that's what I feel with this divine order here. This is something that is for you, and Spirit acknowledges it's going to take some courage. But love yourself through the whole process. Buy yourself a rose, or if this is your significant other, buy them a rose, or, lets them know that you're thinking of them and that you want them happy too, or however you want to move forward with this. This may be where you're actually ready to act this time, but it's the other person, significant other, your best friend, or somebody they're the ones putting on the brakes. And now you're like, oh my gosh, I'm finally ready to do this. And now this problem is coming up. Either way, whatever's going on, it's up to you to make choices. This is another chance to make a choice that you wouldn't have made in the past, to show growth, to show courage, to show love for yourself and for those around you that are important, and to show that you are listening to Spirit and you're going forward with what has been kind of laid out for you. or the universe has deemed that you need to learn about or learn a lesson from. All right, Spirit, tell me more about Virgo in the month of November, please. What else, oops, is there to know? Well, there's a couple. For Virgo in November, please. All right, Knight of Cups came up, which has been coming up a lot for these readings this month. So, somebody wants to offer you something. This might be the problem. This might be part of what the conflict is. I think that this is a third person coming in, either offering you or this other person something that they don't want to say no to, which if they don't and they say yes, that leaves you and your plans left for naught. Like, it'll mess things up. Or there's somebody that's coming to offer you something, and if you take it, it changes your plans. All that hard work goes down the drain, right? And things don't happen the way that you've planned out. So, and it's under the courage. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult choice, but there's something about it that you need to learn. It doesn't feel, it feels like whatever choice you do, you'll miss out on the other, but it doesn't feel fair. Whatever this person is offering to you that's causing the conflict, or offering to your significant other or partner or friend or whatever, it feels, that's what's so hard. You can go with what you're planning, or you can go with what's being offered. It's going to be up to you or this other person. Love them anyway, love yourself anyway, whatever the choice is. The other card that fell out was the Eight of Wands. So this is about fast-moving energy. And I feel like this person's going to come in quick and hard and make it that much more difficult, because it feels like it's like last minute, it's time to act, and now this other person's coming in and wants to offer somebody something. And I think it blindsides both of you, or just you, if this has nothing to do with somebody else. The next card is Ace of Pentacles. Whatever the choice is that you make, it is something new. It is, I want to say, it could be something like a new job. It could be a new place of residence. It could be a new, not a new body, but like a new sense of health. Maybe you've overcome some kind of health issue. Either way, I think whichever way you choose, you are going to learn something. And it will bring you closer to your higher self, to spirit. And I think it's going to somehow give you a new way of life. It's going to change your physical world. What's the next card? The next card is the Hierophant. Okay. Yes, so there is a spiritual connection here. I want to say that this puts you in a position of understanding, or puts you in a higher stance, a higher ground. When everything happens, where the cards fall where they may, when all the choices are made, conflicts resolved, you went one way or the other, or if there's a third option in here, you will have a closer, because this is under divine order, you will have a closer connection to God, the universe, your angels, your guides, whatever your beliefs are. And I want to say this is a break from traditional. Maybe you were raised Catholic. Maybe you were raised Muslim. Maybe you were raised Hindu, right? With it being next to the Ace of Pentacles, I want to say it's a new spiritual. You're breaking tradition. Maybe you're keeping elements of the tradition, the religious traditions that you had growing up. But because of the way all this energy plays out, the way this, how you have to choose, there's a distinct feeling that, okay, whatever your feelings are, God or the universe is definitely like putting their hand in the middle of what you're doing and stirring things up and making you make choices and making you face some things and making you deal with other people coming in and trying to change things, or other people having different ideas and going different directions. And the end result is that you get a new beginning and a new way of life and away from your traditional way of thinking and feeling and doing. Now, that doesn't mean you won't be as much of a planner. I think maybe it'll balance out a little bit. You'll do planning, but it won't be so extreme. When you get to that point where you need to make a choice to act on something, you might still have hesitation, but you'll be able to make a choice. And you'll know that whether you opt out or make a different choice or make the choice that's in front of you, you know that it's part of your lesson or part of your path that you're going to need to walk. And not everybody's going to understand. You're not going to be able to explain it to people. You might not even be able to explain it all to yourself. But the point is growth and getting to know yourself better and being more self-aware. I think that's what this is coming down to. And don't stop loving yourself or those closest to you. Even if things go differently than you wanted. That's kind of the best I can come up with. Let's get one final card, please. Spirit, for Virgo for the month of November. One last piece of advice, please, for Virgo for November. All right, that is the artwork, and it says confidence. No one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Be your own cheerleader. Yeah. And it's under the solar plexus chakra and rutilated quartz. I don't know what that is. If you can get a piece of it on a piece of jewelry or just a piece of it to put in your pocket, it might help you remember to stay confident in your choices, in your ability to act, in your planning, in your relationships, and how you fit into the world, and how God or the universe is showing you the path to your highest and best self. Whatever that means. But yeah, no one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Be your own cheerleader. Because you can be a leader, a spiritual leader, I think. Okay, Virgo, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks again for watching, and may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste.